Today we're going to look at pack mentality, also called herd mentality. So people probably know if you run into one dog, the thing will probably run off. It might try to attack you, but if there's a pack of dogs, then that's when you're in worse trouble. If it's you or you and your little dog, these dogs will embolden each other by all this barking and fighting, and their prey drive will get triggered, and their doggy endorphins will get triggered, and they'll just attack for whatever reason. They don't even know what's going on. They just want to fit in with this pack mentality, this herd mentality. So, pack mentality refers to the behavior of individuals in a group when they conform to the actions and beliefs of the majority, often prioritizing group cohesion. How about this? When one dog starts barking, it triggers the natural response in others. You guys have probably heard of this. People have two, three, or four dogs in their house, and it's a constant barking mess. Dog owners actually talk about it all the time. They're on Reddit, Quora, Facebook, trying to figure out how to get these dogs to be quiet. Because one little yapper starts yapping at the mailman. Next thing you know, it's 5 minutes of freaking whatever they're dealing with. And how about dogs in packs? Well, they can exhibit more aggressive behavior due to the pack mentality. They feel emboldened to attack. This can be influenced by factors like social dynamics, territory, and the presence of, let me tell you this right here, the presence of perceived threats. That's a big part of this. Dogs are literally threatened by anything. Like, anything can happen. A cat can walk by, something can fall off the counter, and all of a sudden, it's like the end of the freaking world. So, let's look at something else here. Now, pit bulls. So pit bulls have a higher level of these doggy endorphins that I was talking about, which means they're less sensitive to pain. It encourages aggressive behavior, and it's linked to their history as fighting dogs. So they don't submit easily after being defeated. You see this with the police encounters a lot. They have to use a firearm, and it's like several shots, and the dog is still trying to attack. It's like they don't even have their access to their brain is limited, and they've turned into a fighting machine. You know, no matter how cute they were 5 minutes ago, doesn't matter. So now we're going to go to the anti-dog community, and we're going to see how this applies to the anti-dog people too. So the anti-dog community, Sheepie's web is going to help us look at this. They're like pack mentality. They're like herd mentality. They embolden each other to talk trash. So we're back at the 25-minute live stream of Sheepie's web trash talking some other people. So do you think that Sheepie's web would be emboldened to do this if it wasn't for example these people right here in the comments? These little barkers, bark, 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 yeah, 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 bark, bark. All these people emboldening her, laughing at her backhanded jokes, like this one. The thumbnail is so like I'm dead, or like for example, Kanon right here, ha 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 ha. So this person, Sheepie, is belittling some other people, and all of these people, they're just the barking dogs. If you go into the transcript, you can see a lot of this stuff. Like right here, she's saying, like, don't, like, I don't want, like, about communism. You don't know about communism. So that's another thing going on here is the anti-dog community claims that you can't talk about communism, you can't talk about politics, you can't critique any other dog channel. You just need to get in line with us and bark, 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 bark. And so let me go back to this little research look up here. This is the presence of perceived threats. This is how insecure the anti-dog community is. Instead of focusing on what they claim to be about, hating dogs or critiquing dogs or whatever, it they'll try to drop that hate hammer on just anybody that doesn't agree with them. They're like tyrannical communist regime. Do it our way or we'll freaking gang up on you, and we'll have the pack mentality. They display this pack mentality more and more. Like, I'm not even trying to rip on anybody, but this is just the danger of this myopic way of thinking that the anti-dog community has. Let's go look again at our pit bull lookup. So, higher levels of endorphins during attacks. Where do you think Kanan and I Hate Dogs and Sheepie, where do you think they get their endorphins from? From doing a deep dive lookup about the effects of pet dander or the frequency of noise pollution and how it's related? No, they get their endorphins from this attack level, this aggressive behavior. They latch on like a freaking pit bull. They grab a hold and they just shake and shake and shake and shake. And it doesn't matter if people are standing around telling them to stop or telling them to keep doing it. They just keep doing it. So, the anti-dog community, more and more, they exhibit all of the behavior that they claim to hate, that they claim is so bad. They're just re-exhibiting it. Earlier, I mentioned the word myopic, which kind of means like tunnel vision. It's like not being self-aware. Dogs really aren't self-aware. Like when they bark and run underneath a car and get killed, or when a pit bull attacks a police officer, they're not self-aware. They don't understand what they're up against. They don't understand the world that they live in. They just have the perceived threat, and so they're not self-aware. Well, it's the same thing with Sheepie. She's not self-aware. While she complains about Serena's channel, while she complains about my channel, her whole live stream video is her pouring herself over my channel and pouring herself over Serena's channel. It's this complete cognitive dissonance, myopic way of acting. It's a lot like the barking in the pack mentality. When a dog starts barking, they have no freaking clue what they're barking at. You can have 2 or 3 dogs in your house that'll bark they'll bark all day because a car drove by. And then they'll bark and bark and bark and bark until you get home. They don't have any type of self-awareness. Like, what are we barking at? Is barking at this actually helping anything? It's the same thing with Sheepie and her little content right here. So don't forget to thank Sheepie for helping us illustrate the nastiness of dog culture, because she is perfectly displaying the nastiness of dog culture for 25 minutes and 13 seconds in this live stream. She is myopic, she is barking, she is emboldened by her little pack members. What breeds do we have? We got the Canons in there. What do we got in here? What are our breeds? We got the Canons, the Ashars, the Quixotes, the Dog Disser. What is this? Dubs. What breeds are all these? I think what we got is a lot of Chihuahuas and Terriers. Those are like the most reactive ones. Probably not many hound dogs. Maybe there's probably some baying in there. Yeah. But anyways, that has been a look at our pack mentality and how the anti-dog community perfectly displays how this pack mentality works. So thanks for watching. Thanks Sheepie's Web for helping us understand all this. And I'll see you guys in the next one.